the oil industry, whoever the oil predator industry, whoever they are, right? They own and control all the oil wells, and out of the oil comes plastics eventually come out of that. The cotton industry, hemp was a threat to that. So hemp was an economic threat to the well-established industries, all right, that could be only owned and controlled by a very few. See, hemp was a whole new ball game, see, because everybody could grow hemp. It isn't like you go discover oil and only you can discover it. It isn't like hemp, cotton, you only hear it in its limited areas. Hemp can grow globally. So hemp was an economic threat. Because if you have a plant that can be turned into 25,000 different uses, from food to clothing to fuel, you can make your car out of it, you know, you can build your house out of it, you can wear it, you can write on it. Every purpose. It serves, it can be used for everything that oil is used for. And it can be used for all of those things environmentally safer. So hemp really is about an earth medicine. But anyway, before I lose myself on that, see, it's about the money. It's about the money. Pragmatic thinking. If hemp, environmentalists, I heard the term environmentalist, this is my opinion. Environmentalists, get a clue about hemp. I mean, no offense, but get a clue about hemp. Get a clue about hemp. It doesn't have to get in the way of whatever, if we're solar power, wind power, it doesn't have to get in the way of any of those things. Actually, I think we should incorporate it alongside of these other, whatever our environmental specialty is, and for this reason, hemp can make fresh oxygen for a sky that's being smothered by carbon dioxide. Hemp, see, so if we're going to talk about, see, and this is something that can be achievable. It can be achievable by basically every man. If somebody, it would save the family farm. It would create jobs, because industry has to come out of it. See, that's what's really at stake here. The economics of medicinal and recreational pot are dwarfed by the potential economics of industrial hemp. You know, so anyway, that's what I'm going to say about hemp. And anyway, so I'm connected to this attitude we call a Hempstead Project HEART. You know, and HEART stands for Hemp Energy Alternative Resource Technologies. I got involved with this, and this with Willie Nelson. And our whole objective is to get people thinking about hemp. See, we just want people to think about it. You know, and think about it, and learn and understand the realities of what hemp is really all about. Because we think it's a common connector for all of us, no matter what our specialized issues are and how we are approaching things. But every time we try to talk about hemp, people want to talk about pot. So that makes us understand, hold it, there is a real education process that needs to take place here so that people will understand that there's a difference. The first grow law in America was a must-grow law, and that was must-grow hemp. To understand the reality of hemp's relationship to the so-called concept, nation-state concept of America. You know, the first flag was made out of hemp. They grew it. The War of 1812 was basically fought because Britain got in the way of Spanish hemp coming to the U.S. Nothing would have happened without hemp. Nothing. Your civilization wouldn't evolve without hemp. Hemp was a vital part of the human experience up until the mid-1800s when the oil and these other things started to come in. So to think about that, we have what they call cannabinoid receptors scattered throughout our body. There is a reason for this. You know, it's got some of the healthiest food we can eat. It clothes us. And we have these cannabinoid receptors, you know, and there's been some attention about medical marijuana and what THC can do, all right? But understand there's a thing called CBDs, and CBDs has nothing to do with THC. And hemp is loaded with CBDs. CBDs deal with things like cancer. CBDs deal with things like diabetes. CBDs deal with things like epilepsy. When they first started to ban hemp through the marijuana, even the American Medical Association opposed the banning. So they went and created a marijuana issue, but see, it was really hemp that they were after. But the Americans were used to hemp. Grandpa grew hemp. You know, they were used to hemp. It was a part of the American way. So they didn't say hemp. They created this racist thing, took Mexican slang, marijuana, all right, from the THC aspect of the plant, created this big marijuana square and singer. I mean, this guy, this guy testified in Congress that marijuana makes white women want to fornicate with blacks. See, I mean, but I mean, it's scary that this is the man. I mean, think about this. I mean, he sat in front of a... See, so I mean, everything but the reality of what hemp was really all about got played. Race got played, you know? And actually, in my own way, when I was thinking about that, when I saw that, if I was women, I'd be insulted by that. Anyway, we won't go off lost in that. But anyway, so what we're asking, all right, HempsteadProjectHeart.org. HempsteadProjectHeart.org. Now, this is a website we have up that kind of explains our attitude about things, and there's links to other sites. You can go off into the world of hemp. And what we ask people to do is to go into this world and look. And I'm not asking you to believe me, or just go into this world and look. And if what you see makes sense to you, then what we ask that you do is you take the sense that it makes to you and take it out into the world to see if it'll make sense to someone else. Because this, from our perception of reality, you know, this is about power is, you know, because I went through the 60s of power to the people and all that crap. You know. No, it's power of the people. It's the power of the people. See, we need to understand the power of the people. So one of the things we're going off into is we want people to start thinking about him. I mean, thinking about it. Because what we're looking at, whatever we're confronted with, see, I don't see a political solution. You know? I don't see an economic solution to the beast. There is no political solution to the beast. There is no economic solution to the beast. And there is no religious solution to the beast. At the existing time, there is no solution to the beast. And the reason there is no solution to the beast is because we're not truly thinking about ways to deal with this beast. We're trapped in how we've been emotionally manipulated to react through our fears and our insecurities to the beast. So we take no time thinking about, with clarity and coherency, we take no time respecting the power of our own intelligence. This is why I said earlier, see, I'm wary of people that don't like themselves. No offense, right? To anyone, because it's not personal. That's the problem. Not personal. So anyway, to get to the hemp. So we want people to think, so go into this website, and if you see things there that make sense to you, then we ask that you take that sense and then you find a way to make sense to others. Because it's the energy that we put in. But the energy of a clear mind is crucial. You know, to understand alternative energy, to understand about the power of our intelligence, to understand the power of our intelligence. Through your fears, doubts, and insecurities, how bad can you make yourself feel? All right? Through your fears, doubts, and insecurities, through the system of not liking yourself, how bad can you make yourself feel? And how does this affect the people that you interact with? That's power. All right? It's power used in a chaotic, self-destructive way, but it's power. Now imagine, all right, if that power, that energy of our creative intelligence were used with clarity and coherency based upon just an understanding that it's okay to like ourselves, we would generate clarity and coherency the same way we generate insecurity and incoherency. We would generate it and we would perpetuate it. See, what we do now, because we're fear-based and we react with it, we emotionally react, all right, to the way we've been programmed to believe. So we don't really think things out as well as we should. See, and so I think it's important to like ourselves, and I think it's important to think more than to believe. I think it's time to stop believing Him. It's time to stop believing. It's time to start thinking. They programmed us to believe. They have not encouraged us to think. We've been programmed to believe. And every fear, every doubt, every low self-esteem that you consider your own self in through your own eyes, you didn't think that up. Somebody put it there repeatedly until you believed it. Understand the power of our intelligence. See now, and the reason I'm getting after this, because understanding the power of our intelligence, if we understand it, we can create change. But patting ourselves on the back based upon our emotional feel-good because we're reacting to our fears and we're doing this, but if you have a problem, the energy that is taken and put into creating the solution to that problem is the energy that will be in that solution. So if we're up against this beast and most of what we're doing is based upon us reacting out of our fears and our insecurities and our doubts, then that's the energy we're going to put in the solution. So we need to think our way through this. I came out of the 60s, and whatever that was all about, what I know is the beast is bigger now and more dangerous than he was when I went in the front door. Now my intentions were good, all that stuff was where. So why? All right, why did the beast get more dangerous? It's because my generation, but I'll speak for me. But I'm laying it on my own generation. See, we made more of our decision-making process based upon emotionally reacting our fears, doubts, and insecurities and the lies that they programmed into us to get us to believe so that we wouldn't think. See, so it's coming down to this. Anyway, and what I'm going to say about this, to not believe, number one, the political system is not going to help you. Get used to this. The economic system is not going to help you. Get used to this, all right? And the religious system is not going to help you, all right? And these systems are not going to help you. They are here to contain you and feed off of you. They are here to manipulate you and feed off you and contain, all right, and keep you contained. And it's all done, and it's made to work so easily through our fears, our doubts, our low self-esteems. So like ourselves. Because wherever we're coming from, we want to pray for the buffalo, we want to pray for the hemp, we want to pray for the fish, we want to pray for all the goody stuff. Well, then if we're going to do that, then I don't understand how we can respect our Creator. I mean, true, because we're talking about synchronization, synchronizing the energy. I mean, so it's right there. I don't understand how we can respect our Creator if we don't like ourselves. I don't get it. Something's not synchronizing. See, and it's this lack of synchronization that is getting in our way from being able to overcome this beast. Am I making sense? You're crazy too. We're recruiting. We're recruiting. All right, I'm just going to open this book and read whatever shows up, all right? So, interesting. Machines for ancestors. With machines for ancestors, new unborn generations. Chemical umbilical cords are only wiring in your electrical progress. Human lives, burnt offerings to the god greed. With lies for ancestors. There is no truth in some futures. Rulers of minds feeding next generation souls to the control machine. Sacrifice ritual for the profit technology. With isolation for ancestors, there's only the present bought by the credit material uses, forging chains, binding you to destruction. Compliments of your deities, the industrial priest. Neon flash. No more than neon flash. Trying hiding an eon mask. Have to face who we really are. Some point, we have no choice. Distant star, distant light. In real world, we are human being. In shadow of real world, we are being human. Eon mask for neon flash. Distant thunder, distant cloud. Passion's rain, drenched in possession. What we take is hard to do. What we do is hard to take. Some ones are crazy, or maybe we take turns. Dreaming about some kind of life, we say it could have been different, but it wasn't because we weren't. No matter what, it turns out the same. A lot of things we said weren't true. Industrial stories in an electric instant. Eon mask, neon flash, neon flash. Thing is, nihilistic desires, civilized, gone insane. Didn't imagine it turning like this. Some things start good and go bad. Some things get bad and stay bad. Are we caught in between living a lie or not living at all? Eliminated choices, lost in dreams we let go. Memories we never got to have, something else to think about. Waking up in industrial society, surrounded by angry days, going through motions of not being, wanting the best, but not expecting it. Surviving paid for in dreams, feeling like a world alone serving God with the devil to pay. Feeling something like something in no place. What goes on in hell anyway? Thing is, it has to do with heart. We have to understand what hearts are for before we can get back to heaven or paradise or the power in our mind. See, when my mind when I'm speaking and doing things and my mind goes blank, I read. Great system. Just carry a book with you wherever you go. Hey, it works for me. Lavender's Blues. He wakes up about noon these days, vaguely remembering ancient world sunrises, looking into mirrors where once streams used to be. He shakes his head, chasing puffs of sleep from his eyes. What he does must be as real as what he doesn't. Like an electric Indian dueling a video John Wayne, in a place some say is the best country in the world. Reality darts back and forth, night into day, past to present, day to night, present to future. He's posing a new malaria called material delirium. Neon hits advertising industrial mosquito bites. Hard to find the truth, hard to hide the lies. Is paying for the product, promoting his demise. His day doesn't even start until dark these days. Old warriors never die. They turn to driftwood, drifting in industrial seas, faces on clocks, confined hands telling lies about time, imposed illusions, who's too restless to rest. The new wilderness, men and wolves to be wary of, wandering promise locked out of childhood houses. What happened to family man once intimately known? Women in love change with changing purpose. Empty arms, obvious reminders of empty arms, unlike so long ago when he had it all together. He tries remembering how he got confused these days. What's accepted as being all right seems so wrong. Trying to survive religions with gods at war. Old ways, old habits, human dreams struggle on. Fragmentation, good with bad hanging between him, putting him in limbos between dimensions. Living too many days like a lyric with no song. Recognition falters at times, but always reemerges. He goes to sleep with the sunrise these days. So it's important that we like ourselves, you know. And don't confuse pride for like. You know? Because I think whatever's coming us to deal with futuristically thinking or speaking. How we think has got everything in the world to do with it. What the outcome is going to be. See, we need to think for ourselves. We need to like ourselves and think for ourselves. And when I say we need to like ourselves, see, if you get realistic about it, we have no reason not to like ourselves. We may have reasons to not like some of the things we've done, but don't confuse the two, because some of the things we've done that we don't like that we did, all right, they were basically reactions to some kind of trauma that had been fucked into our heads when we were younger at some different age in our lives. See, and that's how this thing works. See, and then as we react and we create more of this negativity, this is why I'm saying it's important to think more than it is to believe. Because think about it. Think about it. See, we've all been traumatized. Every one of us has been traumatized. Now, it happened at different ages, different stages, but it basically, generally, in the America we're in now, it happens young. And whatever the trauma is, the immediate thing that comes in, why did this happen to me? Must be something wrong with me. And then it goes from there, all right, and as a reaction to that, some of our behaviors become a reflection of the trauma that was put on us, and then we just dig a deeper and deeper hole about ourselves. And see, and what I'm saying is, but if we show respect to our Creator, we can't show respect to our Creator if we don't show respect to ourselves. So to show that respect, to me, it's use this gift of intelligence that we were given. Use the gift of intelligence that we were given to recognize the reality of the situation, to recognize what happened to us, not to judge it, to recognize. And see ourselves for who we really are. We have to start thinking more than believing. Recognize reality, don't judge it. Think more, believe less. Recognize reality, don't judge it. Don't make emotional decisions. Make clear, well thought out decisions. Because whatever it is that the beast is, whatever form it is that we're up against, if we don't take the energy of our liking ourselves as a part of what we're up to, the beast will get away from us. And it will, because that's what happens. See, I'm not going to get lost in this, but the being part of human is energy. Human being. The being part is the energy. We live in a technological, industrial, mining, perceptual reality where they're mining the being part of human to feed their system. We're being turned into fuel, just like they're taking fossil fuel out of the earth and mining its being and turning it into a form of energy to run their system. And they're cutting down trees, turning it into energy. All right? They're uranium, turning it into energy to run their systems, and I'm guaranteeing you they use their educational industrial civilization to mine the being part of human through how they program us to perceive reality through our intelligence. And they program us to perceive reality through our intelligence with a negative view of self. So we should use our intelligence with some clarity and coherency. And what does that have to do with hemp? To me, it has everything in the world to do with hemp. Because we need to have people, if there's going to be an evolution, there's no revolution. No revolution. Get over that. That's another lie they programmed into our minds to make us chase a shadow, to make us chase a lie and an illusion further into our own mental enslavement. Evolution. 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 That's who we are. We are part of an evolutionary reality, and I say this, so that means understanding we're part of an evolutionary reality is that means we give ourselves time to learn and evolve. It can happen quickly in our own individual lifetimes through our experiences. The reason I say no revolution is because revolution means you go back to where you started from. So if you started out with an oppressor and an oppressed, you're going back. Because that's what revolutions do. It's just a matter of how fast you spin. But that's what they do. Evolution, we're a part of a continual, an evolutionary reality is based upon continuation. And we're a part of that reality. We were given intelligence as human beings, and how we use that intelligence says how we will get to continue or not in the evolution of the life system that is this planet Earth. See, it's a decision we make. We make it on an individual basis. Am I going to live today, or am I just going to beat myself in this existence up? It's a decision we make on how we're going to perceive reality and ourselves every day. And when we understand to look at ourselves, all right, we may be scarred, wounded, and battled up, but there's nothing wrong with us. When we understand that, then, when we understand that, to think and look in those areas, then we'll be able to deal with the beast more effectively. Now, we're looking for people to help us support around him. See, but we don't want support because people are just afraid. You know? We want people to think about this. We want the energy, because we're looking at everything about energy. Everything that ever happens is about energy. So we're looking at more than the money, more than anything. We're looking at, can we find human beings who can bring some clarity and coherency with their intelligence? Bring that energy. That's what we're looking for, because that's the power of the people. I'm going to read one more of these, or I'm going to read, I don't know what I'm going to do. All right, open my eyes, open up. Oops, wrong open. I got to roll with it, man. All right, listen. Whatever I had to say, you know, it wasn't my intention to offend anyone, or, you know. Oh, that's the other thing I want to say before I say that. I just heard a new term the other day, democracide. Democracide. That's what's happening to you. You're being democratized. Right? You are. They're eliminating the being part of your reality. They're eliminating the joy and the beauty of the being part of your reality. It's democratized. You know? You're using, that's the new way now to go after the spirit. Democratized. But anyway, and freedom, I want you to think about freedom. See, I don't trust it. I think it's another lie. All right? That's how I mean. They program us with the emotional reactionaries. But freedom. Here we are. See, we're in this time and space where you got to have money. Somebody's got to pay money for you to be born. Somebody got to pay money for you to die. And if you want to live in between, you got to have money. Where's the free? I'm seriously. Where's the free? That's so basic. And then everybody, yeah, well, what's wrong, right? I mean, some things are so obvious. Seriously. Seriously. Where's the free? All right? I understand being free. I'm a human being. I understand being free, but I don't understand human freedom. Dumb. It's taken from the Latin for dominion. Domination. So why would they take dominion and domination and add it to this concept of free? Anyway, just saying. This is called, see, this, oh, yeah, before I forget, we're doing a show, Hemp Aid, A-I-D-E, as an ally to hemp, right? We're doing a show called Hemp Aid in Sacramento on February 22nd. Chris Christopherson is going to do this show to help us to raise, with the California State Grange and Hempstead Project Heart, but about starting to raise awareness about hemp. You know, and whatever your things are that you're doing, we truly do. We ask that you think about hemp. You know, and I don't, because I think that, and I actually think it would be helpful if the fracking movement said, "Oh, how about hemp instead of fracking?" I really do. Show people that there's an alternative. You know? But anyway, this is called Baby Doll's Blues. In a cosmos of temptations, leanings, all that went down had many meanings. She saw some light hidden behind the dark. In rivers of loneliness, anger left its mark. Many of life's chapters, written by wrongdoing men, gambling to win, her desperation not to lose again. A woman holds remnants of girl child's goals, wandering through dimensions of wandering souls. Much more pain than glory as her story unfolds. The reality is the illusion keeps playing roles. Late night, sleeping dreams still coming back. A mind with the blues, wearing mourning black. Baby doll's blues, a girl now all grown up. The golden chalice turns into a Teflon cup. Playhouse dreams devoured by living scenes. Everything's something, but nothing as it seems. Gnawing pain, aching from long time hurt. Suppression memory, reflection self-worth. There's a noisy closet behind a locked door, filled with a past that can't take anymore. Searching for the key to let her run free. Life beyond the image, see another reality. In love with a man so slow to learn, standing her ground, no more cheeks to turn. Cages were built by what's been done. This sister, a prisoner, living under the gun. Standing accused, she cries, that's not me. I'm a real person. Why? Why won't you see? Needing the peace she's searching for. Worn down from those days at war. What private truths she wants to tell. But she doesn't want to be put through hell. When she finds a love that can understand, she'll be free, having found a promised land. Okay, listen, I'm going to read this to you. I know you've been in here a long time, but I'm going to hang on a little bit longer. I'm almost done. But I just haven't read this stuff in such a long time. It's kind of interesting. Really. But anyway, Johnny Damas and me, we'll close out with Johnny Damas and me. And if I offended any of you, if you have a problem with what I said, with anything I said, I don't want to hear about it, okay? Just, well, no, because see, if you have a problem with me, and then I pay attention to your problem with me, and I am your problem, then I become my own problem. There is a reality in there somewhere, and I know. Right, but Johnny Damas and me. Johnny Damas and me, and the mongrel dog. The mongrel dog. We've been laying real low, in the shadow of the road, the road to success, the road to success. We stood face to face. We went head to head, over the idea of money, and that's the way it's done, Speaking in tongues, phrases and traces of words, something still doesn't settle. Wild wine on a coyote moon, high on a hill. A reckless wind knocks, rattling the night. In a home not his own, over his shoulder, watching the door, ready for flight, needing to run. In the Nazi Babylon, Lucifer dances with angels, and the dead carry the living on their backs. In the Nazi Babylon. Ruthless and arrogant, ride the pale pony, using hatred as a shield. In the world where to give also means to take, also means to take, also means to take. Someone's must yield, someone's must yield, someone's must yield. In the Nazi Babylon, in the Nazi Babylon, in the Nazi Babylon. Johnny Damas and me. Yeah, Johnny and me. From the story of love, the story of love. And prove that you love me. Prove that you love me. Prove that you love me. A broken heart I couldn't recognize, couldn't recognize. And the mongrel dog, the mongrel dog, the mongrel dog went mad in the arms, mad in the arms, mad in the arms of many lovers, many lovers, many lovers. They wept in the high, they wept in the high. Baby, don't cry, baby, don't cry, baby, don't cry. Love like the wind, love like the wind. Fly, baby, fly, fly, baby, fly, fly, baby, fly. And the man who is a ghost, is a ghost, is a ghost, is an ally of mine, an ally of mine. He saw the whole thing. He saw the whole thing. From where I could see, from where I could see. Too bad for Johnny and them. Yeah, poor Johnny and them. From what I could see, from what I can see, this can't happen to me. Can't happen to me. Can't happen to me. I don't carry it well. I don't carry it well. Don't carry it well. And the man who is a ghost, is a ghost, is an ally of mine. An ally of mine. Johnny Damas and me. And the mongrel dog. The mongrel dog. We've been laying real low. Thank you.